And hello, everybody. This is your host, Steve E. Asher, and you are listening to the House of Asher. Hoping you guys are doing well. It has been a cold last week or so here in Western Kentucky. I hope it's a little bit nicer where you guys are at, or at least you have enough snow to make snow cream. I remember splitting wood at my grandmom's house when I was a little bitty, and that was one of the little rewards we would get for going out there and doing some work. There was something that I remember being taught about being outside, especially if you're cutting wood or doing work outside. And it kind of went back, as I understand, to old logging traditions, be it, from the time of lumberjacks or after that. There's like a lot of folklore about it. Now, like if you have like poplar trees and unvertical wood laying around, that can be like bad luck. So you want to lay it a certain way. The Hidebehind legend, supposedly there was things that would be out there, jackalopes and whatnot. This all tied in with the lore. Heck, even cotton gloves. You want to wear cotton gloves because they're good luck. I assume good luck because your fingers don't fall off, or maybe you don't get a bunch of splinters in there. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? So it was kind of interesting. Speaking of some of those creatures, there's something that has made somewhat of a impact in movies and television shows, and it was the creature that I mentioned, the Hidebehind. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have spent time, especially growing up in the woods, but a lot of times you're out in the woods, you're walking, you're doing some stuff, and you really feel like you're being watched. Now, these creatures have been blamed for disappearances. Supposedly, alcohol repels it. Now, I don't know how good that is, an idea to get liquored up and go wandering around in the woods, but you know what? Apparently some people did. So there's that. There's the Hodags. These are mystical, basically like oxen-type beasts that people have been transformed after a hard life. That tracks. I'm 56, and a lot of times I feel like a hard ran ox through the woods. But there's something that people here do, and they will do taxidermy, and they'll put like a little rack from a young buck on a hare or a jackrabbit, and they'll sell these things as jackalopes. It's this big. Don't ask me why. It just works. Okay. We also like the singing fish on the wall, so don't judge us if you're not from here. Don't question it. But these creatures were said to hum and chitter and make noises that match the sounds of saws and axes. Now, I don't know. I've heard a lot of few stuff in the woods. I always thought that maybe they were squirrels, but apparently maybe they were jackalopes. Who knew? There's that. The last one I can think of would be like what I would call will-o-wisps, or swamp fire, or swamp gas, spooky lights, or fairy fire. Now, this is stuff that people supposedly would see in the wood, and, they're not supposed to follow on people. Don't be that guy in the horror movie that goes, well, let's go investigate, because when you go investigate, you're gone. Maybe don't see you again. Maybe you come back as a transformed ox. I don't know, for God's sakes. Trying to think if there's any more. Trying to think. Oh, well, speaking of rabbits and hares, I've always heard be kind to them. When I used to work in corrections and I would have to do interior fence checks, I would see rabbits all the time. And I would wish them well and say, I'm just doing my job. I'm not here to bother you. And it's all groovy, man. Do your thing. And I generally never had any problems in there. Was it from the rabbits? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was being cool to people. I don't know. So anyway, that's one of the really weird things I remember about that whole folklore. I'm trying to remember something beyond that ties in with that. Obviously, there's, you don't disrespect anything with rocks set up. I mean, that's way before Blair Witch Project. That could be something Native American. It could be a lot of things. Maybe something died. Maybe someone died. You don't mess with piles of rocks. This probably is a good time that I should mention if you want to learn more about my podcast, my latest book about reincarnation and near-death experiences, which you can get with all my books on Amazon.com. And any comments, critiques, whatever, you can go to steveasher.studio. That's my name, dot, the period, studio, and punch that in, and you can get, all the what do you call it? All the tea, as the kids like to say. Do kids still say tea? I don't know. So anyway, tea meant something different when I was a kid, like in the old Aerosmith song. Anyway, sorry, I'm spinning out. I apologize, but go do that. And I should let you know I'm looking into a couple of different projects, doing some voice work, possibly some narration, possibly even doing some character development in animated shorts. We'll see how that works. Wish me luck, because I will take all I can get, because I need all I can get. But beyond that, if you have some other weird ideas and superstitions and quirky things from the woods, from the cities, from the mountains to the oceans, let me know, because I'm happy to cover them. And if you have a quirky place that you want, read about, touching on hauntings and whatnot, and strange appearances, strange occurrences, and strange disappearances, let me know. As always, you can contact me at stevieasher@gmail.com. That's STEVEIEASHER @gmail.com. And as always, I love you guys. Maybe it's the holiday season. Maybe it's making my Grinch's heart grow a little bit. But I do want you, wherever you're at, to go out there and enjoy the sunlight and frolic in the in these colder days. But there's still things to do and enjoyment in the sun. But as the sun sets behind the pines and the shadows grow long, make sure to look out where you store all your wood. Look out there where you keep your axe safe and secure. You never know. There might be a hide behind, looking behind a tree, or ducking in behind a windowsill. Who knows? Maybe you'll meet a jackalope. So, bring him a couple carrots. He'd appreciate it. But don't be afraid to deal with a little fear, because there is learning in fear. And above all things, my friends, please stay scared.